I've been making videos for over 2 years now, and I don't think I've ever talked about headlines. And that's because I so take them for granted that, of course, they have to be excellent, and that is so important. So I really just brush past that topic when I think of things that I want to talk about. And I realized that, and I'm fixing that today because something happened recently that I wanted to share with you, which is, I think, a great example of how important it is to have a headline that does your content justice. And through this example, I think I'm really going to be able to describe the importance of excellent headlines and how they can't just be something that you tack on after you've created content. That it's really important that you take extra time, and really headline writing is a separate creative activity from the rest of your content creation. So I write the weekly newsletter for Copyblogger, which is called The Killer Poet. It's a lot of fun. If you're not already subscribed, I will put a link to the sign up form on Copyblogger below. Then you will get an email from me every week where I talk about writing tips, and I share lots of helpful skill strengthening resources for you. So I sometimes, when appropriate, will put a link in the newsletter to one of my Revision Fairy YouTube channel videos if I think that the Copyblogger audience is going to get something out of it. So I linked to a video from 2019 that was called Lose the Battle, Win the War. And do you know what it's about? Of course you don't, because it is a bad headline. So that was me, my artsy side really coming out, and I wanted, to make a video that said "Lose the battle, win the war" on my writing channel. It's very vague. It vaguely communicates something about thinking long term, but it's not compelling, it's not intriguing, and it didn't do the topic of the video justice. The video is about why perfectionists are not the best writers. I talk about perfectionism and how it is more detrimental to your writing than helpful. But nobody knew that from the original title. And I had that title on the video for over 2 years, or let's just say about 2 years. It was an earlier video on this channel. So I put a link in the newsletter, and it did not get a lot of clicks. A lot of people didn't click on it for obvious reasons, for everything that I was just talking about. So I was a little discouraged because I like the content of the video. And if people could get to it, I think they could get a lot out of it. But people weren't clicking on it. So I realized, okay, I need to detach from this sort of artsy headline that I really wanted to put on the video. I'll put a link in the description box below to my video from last week about content editing, because I talk about decision making in that video, and this was really me having to make a good decision about what to do with the title of this video going forward. So I came up with the new title, which is what I just said: Why Perfectionists Are Not the Best Writers, because that is more accurate. It's more intriguing. People are going to wonder my reasons for that, what sort of argument I'm giving. So I changed the headline, and that is the current headline for that video on this channel. So then 3 weeks later, in the Copyblogger newsletter, I linked to the video again with the new headline. And in the first week, it got 3 times more clicks than it did in the first week with the previous headline that was vague. So obviously I was happier because, again, I thought the content was good. It was from 2019. I had a lot of pep because it was pre-2020, or even more pep. And I think it's a really helpful video. I'll put that in the description box below too if you haven't seen that one. But it was such a great reminder, even though that, I mean, on Copyblogger, we've been preaching the importance of great headlines for 15 years. So I should know this. I really should know this. But in practice, you can let your artistic, clever, whatever side get the best of you and forget that you're not doing your audience. Um, you're not effectively serving your audience if you don't show them what is beneficial about checking out your content right away. So headline writing is super, super important. It needs to be compelling. It needs to accurately describe what your article is about and how it will benefit someone who checks it out. And it's not about clickbait, because clickbait is nothing more than you making a promise and not fulfilling it in the content. You can make a promise in your headline and fulfill it in the content, and everybody wins. They're not upset that they clicked on an article that did not satisfy what they were looking to satisfy after reading the headline. So yeah, that is my recent example of how I need to be very careful about headlines going forward. And I always have needed to be, nothing, changed that much. We do the best we can in the moment, and then we move on. But if you could start doing one thing today that I would say would make a huge difference, how many people discover your content and how many people are engaged and satisfied with your content, I would say work on your headline writing. If you'd like more videos like this, I post them every week. So click the red subscribe button below the video, tap the notification bell so that you also get notified when I upload a new video, and give this video a like if you like writing tips and more advice about how to become a more hireable writer. I will talk with you soon.